Hi everybody, Tom here from CSI. Today's video going to be kind of a simple approach to polishing what might seem to many to be a very, very difficult car. If you owned a car like this and you took it to a detailer, he is going to go through why a detail on a car like this is very, very expensive. But if you are like this customer and you had it for a year and maybe 2 years and you put some miles on it and now you want to turn it in, I want to show you a very simple way to remove the towel scratches, to remove just the basic wear and tear on a beautiful car like this. So this is a twin turboed cab triple black Porsche. Retail on this is over $200,000, but now it's in here to be sold as a used car. It's an awesome car. It's fully optioned out with twin turbos. So now we just got to make the paint look as nice as it can on a car like this. I'm going to put some B-roll in and you can see what the condition of the car is right now, and then I'm going to do this live and you'll see how easy it is using one single product, CSI Ceram-X, and we're going to use the blue pad first with the DA, and then we're going to finish with the red pad. So 2 pads, 1 product, and we're going to transform this paint. And you'll see how much time it takes to do 1 quarter panel on a car like this. Then we're going to go up to the headlights and take out the oxidation that are on those headlights. They're not bad, but it's going to make a big difference with same process and very, very fast. So I hope by the time I finish this video, which will be 20-30 minutes long, you'll have a little bit more confidence on touching your car with some simple tools and one single product. And the reason why I do videos like this is, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I was brought up in a trade that taught multiple products. And the issues that you have when I was young is when you give that multiple products to a young tech, the issues get compounded if every single step is not followed to the T. So the reason CSI Ceram-X was invented was to end all that. We can get absolute perfect finishes faster and mill gauge measured to be safer than any 3-product, 2-product, multi-product system on the market today. So I hope that comes through on the video. If you do have questions, this will be posted on today's live, but I'm recording this because I'm actually working over at Coast Corvette right now, and I just I don't quite understand how to get the Wi-Fi to work live when I'm not in the CSI facility there. So if if you have any questions, you can call me 714-906-6619, or you can post right here on Facebook and I'll answer the questions. It is better if you post up there because I'm sure that a lot of other people have the exact same questions. So here's the product. This is going to be the tool. I'm using a Flex battery-powered DA, 5-inch. Now we're going to use the CSI Blue Foam Pad. This is a European Blue Foam Pad. Very okay. You can see the stroke on that. It's very, very safe to use. So I'm going to put my back to you and you're going to see how this process works. Just use a few little dots. Hold it on the surface. So notice a couple things. One, there's no dusting at all because that's a brand new pad. You would get dusting if you left that amount of product in the pad and it dried up. So it is important that you do clean these pads if dust is going to be I'm in a showroom. I'm in Coast Corvette's showroom. I do not want any dust. I don't want any dust going on the Hart's cloth top. I don't even want any dust going up here on the next panel. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. Take a microfiber towel. Now we're going to wipe off that residue. There's no need to work that residue in any further. You'll see the differences between the first video I did with the B-roll and then this video, and I'll shoot some B-roll on this so that you can see how much of a difference it made in a few minutes using a tool like that, a pad like that, and CSI Ceram-X. So now we'll shoot some B-roll here before we go on to the Red Foam Pad. And the difference is substantial. You can see the first B-roll with all the scratches and towel scratches that are in there, and now this B-roll on how much better that looks. And notice how the product wasn't sticky on the surface. When you're using solvent-enriched products, everybody says their products are water-based, but when you're using solvent-enriched, that means when you smell them, you smell a very, very strong solvent. It has a tendency to get real sticky on the surface. To me, that's a problem. I don't want that. So in the development of CSI, that was key on just getting that to wipe off really simple. So now we see the big difference between the first set of B-roll and second set of B-roll, and then we'll go on to the Red Foam Pad. So even though the B-roll looks so much better after using that blue pad, on a black car, we always recommend using the Red Foam Pad. You can't necessarily see the scratches that are left behind with the blue pad inside the shop, even though we've got a lot of lights on here. But once you go out in the sun, you could have little tracer scratches or halograms from that blue pad, because that's a cutting pad. On any color other than something dark like black, I would say that blue pad is sufficient. It's basically one single pad, one single product program, so it makes detailing even faster because you don't have to use this pad. But because we're working on a super high-end car and we want to close up that scratch pattern as much as possible, always finish with the Red Foam Pad. And that would go even if you're using a rotary buffer. But right now we're using a DA. And the DA has a lot less tendency to put a swirl mark in than a rotary buffer. The problem is it just doesn't cut deep enough if there were bad scratches. There are not on this car. These are just towel scratches, just normal wear and tear for a car with this many miles on it. It's beautiful in every way, shape, and form, well taken care of here in California, but just from going to detailers or going and having it washed by hand, you're going to get little towel scratches. So that blue pad is totally capable of really cleaning up the paint and making it look great. Now we're going to close up all those scratches that are microscopic. You can't see them in here. And we're going to finish with the Red Foam Pad. When I do the B-roll after the Red Foam Pad, you're really not going to see much of a difference in here. But I guarantee you, as far as long lasting goes, a finish that's going to last for months and months and months, always finish with the Red Foam Pad and CSI Ceram-X to just close up as many of those scratches as possible. And in the other videos, you've heard me relate, what we're doing to the TVs that have been out. In the beginning, when TVs went flat screen, they were 720. Then they went to 1080, and you could see a little bit of a difference. But when they went 4K, you could see a big difference. And now they have 8K and OLED and all those things. That's exactly what we're doing. We're optically changing the scratch pattern from, big giant scratches that are in there from the car being washed to a smaller scratch pattern with the blue foam pad to the finest scratch pattern with this red foam pad. And then you just go on to ceramic coating or, just using a basic wax or quick detailer on the car. So now we're going to hit it with the red foam pad, basically the same treatment as the blue. Couple dots. Less product than what I did with the blue because I'm not really trying to do a lot of cutting. I'm just closing up the scratch pattern from the blue. Hold it flat, start off a little slow, just so you're not making a mess, because anytime you make a mess, you got to clean it up. Okay, I went over it, 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I transform that scratch pattern, that blue scratch pattern, the pad, this European foam, to the red foam. Wipe it off. The residue comes right off. And then we'll look at it. Without, looking at it with the video right now, it looks unbelievable. And I'm absolutely positive it's going to look perfect out in the sun too. So 2 pads, 1 product, and we did that quarter panel in minutes. So now you can, kind of estimate how long it's going to take you to just spiff up the paint on your car. We're not trying to say that this is a, $2,000 detail, but this is definitely worth a few $100 to do this to your car and save you a lot of money, and hopefully you can get more money for your car that is in good condition when you take it to the dealer or you're trying to sell it to, a private party. So now we'll shoot the B-roll on this, so you can see what this looks like, and then we're going to move on to the headlights on this car. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the headlights on this car. If you look at it from the front view right here, it doesn't look so bad. But when you come over to the side view and now look at it, you can see how frosted it is. And what we're going to do is, with 1 single pad and a tool that Flex makes, this is a 3-inch oscillating tool, with this European blue foam, we're going to take that oxidation right off. Super, super fast. No need to clear coat these headlights or do any of that kind of stuff. We're just trying to make it look good, like the car has been touched. So CSI Ceram-X, a tool like this, Flex 3-inch tool, battery powered, makes it super easy, super convenient, and the blue European foam pad. So we'll hit it from the front, and then I'll do some I'll hit it with the other camera. So just a little bit of product right there. Okay, now let's hit it on the side there, because I think we're going to see that oxidation. Wipe off the residue. And what a big difference. Let's go back to the front view and see what the difference looks like between the right side and left side. Untouched and touched for a couple minutes. It makes a big difference. You can see how easily it takes off the oxidation, especially from the side view. So when you look at it from this side, right into the angle here, you see that yellowness has been removed, and now we've got a nice clear lens on the front here. So. So now we're going to go over the whole car. Actually, Ryan, if you've seen Ryan's post on Facebook and Instagram, he's now going to take charge of this car and do the whole car. I wanted to show you how simple this is to do a quarter panel, to kind of clean up the headlight with CSI Ceramic. That's the only product we're using. A couple pads for the big DA, the 5-inch DA, and one single pad for that 3-inch DA. So again, all with CSI Ceram-X. I hope that the message is coming through that this is very, very simple. And even when you're working on a super cool car like this, you don't have to be afraid. You can do it, slow down, take your time. We didn't splatter anything on the Hart's cloth top. That would be a problem. You don't want to do that. You want to take your time. If for any reason you're not confident enough, then wrap the top. Cover it completely up. You do not want to get dust and debris on, and that's a brand new top. That top is less than a month old. So just want to make everything look as good as possible. So if you do have any questions today, tomorrow, whenever, give me a call, 714-906-6619, or put them right here on Facebook. So thanks again for joining in. I will be on next week, and getting ready to do our toy drive, take out to the streets. If you haven't seen any of the videos on what we do on Christmas Eve, it's really, really cool. We've got tons of toys over the years at CSI, and then we go out on the streets for the homeless kids and kids living in motels and hotels, and parents that just didn't have a way to get their children basically anything. And we get to go out on the street. So we're getting ready for that. That's going to be fun. We're going to shoot some video on that too. So I hope everybody's doing good, and thanks again for joining us here on CSI.